What's going on, everybody? It's Austin Holloman, your favorite YouTuber. And last night, you guys saw that I was with another subscriber, met his wife, and we hung out and we kicked it. I had a really good time. Really good time. And I thank God and I appreciate them for doing that. The sad news is, for some reason, when I'm here, I'm the happiest when I'm either smoking or drinking. Somebody give me a diagnosis of what that is. I'm not diagnosing myself with nothing. I'm just saying there's got to be a term for that. Now, does that mean I'm sad? No, but I'm just not present when I'm not doing those things. Or maybe if I'm at the gym, I'm enjoying the gym. You know, so I see subscribers at the gym every day, and they always tell me how much they appreciate the content. That always uplifts my spirits. I'm like, oh man, no matter where I'm at in the world, it's like, oh man, I love to hear that somebody actually is finding value in what I'm doing, which I know that, but yeah, return with gifts, boredom. So yeah, you know, we're almost there. We'll be out of Dallas in a couple of days. I've handled all the paperwork that I needed to handle. Um, just waiting on some packages to come in the mail, some things that I could get in the States a lot easier than when I'm abroad. And I'm just waiting on that stuff to come in the mail. And then it'll be time to go. My dad's birthday is in a couple days, so we'll celebrate that and spend some time with my younger brother, one on one, and then it'll be time to go. Somebody says, Wesner says Puma tank top for the win. So here's a funny story, right? Today I went to the gym. This was probably the most girls I seen at that gym today. And I know I said I'm over it, I'm done. But it's hard to not talk about it when your daily routine is exposing you to it. So I'm like, oh, I'm done talking to them. I'm done. You know. And I go to the gym and I'm like, wow, I got like 6 or 7 really good looking ones up in here. Let me see. It was about 6 or 7 in there. And I'm like, okay, but I'm not gonna even upset myself and try, because I know it's some bullshit. And yeah, nothing happened. Anyway, I went to the beauty salon. It's another little pretty chick in there, black chick in there, because like I told you, this is a predominantly black area. It's another little pretty black chick in there, and I'm just like, oh no, I'm not even going. What? There's no fucking point. There's no fucking point. We can try that. Oh, don't stop. Eat your spinach, Captain Popeye bullshit. We can try that. And then you're like, maybe I didn't need to try. Like, because I know the result before I do it. And it's not that anybody's intimidated by black women or nothing, because we've dated black women all over the planet. It's just here. My motivation is, well, it was gone before I returned, because it was gone the first time, and it's not even about black women only. The motivation, I don't have the motivation. Like, I can't come up with nothing like funny to say, because I'm not interested. Like, I'm not, like, they look good, but it's like I'm just not, because I know this bullshit. It's like, no, it's like I'm not even gonna speak, because for what? It's like the guy I was hanging out with last night, and he was telling me that you have to play the long game here. From this experience and from knowing my previous experiences, yes. Like the long game is literally like you meet a chick, don't expect her to see her again until a month later. Here. So it's like, what's the point? Like they wanna see who you are. I get that. That's cool. There's a certain way, a certain culture, how things go in certain cities and countries. And there's certain shit I don't have to deal with. You know? That's why but I knew that before I came here. I knew that. Me just coming back was to get my paperwork, and in the meantime I'd verify if I was right the first time, which I was. Uh so I'm kind of like, oh, I could play that game. But then what? You play this little stupid low IQ game for what? What are we doing that for? Like I said when I first came out on YouTube, is my motto, my way of thinking is either you want to fuck with me or you don't, right? And I don't really see it getting much simpler than that. Like who wouldn't want that type of mindset? So if you fuck with me, there should be no gain. It should be, I'm interested. Let's make this. Let's look into it. Go from there. So if you know the situation, you can avoid it. That's pretty much what I'm doing, man. Yeah, the long game. Yeah, I mean, because here's my thing. Not only do I not want to do that bullshit, but why she's playing the long game with you, and you over here doing all this silly shit. She's busy getting fucked while she got you in the long game. Right? I'm not, I'm just not participating in that. And if that's the culture, that's the culture. My mental is not part of the culture. I came back home today, and my dad was like, "Yeah, it's Friday night. What you doing tonight?" No plans. He's like, "What do you mean? Like, you ain't got nothing lined up?" No. And I know places I can go hang out, but why? Why? Why would I go hang out? So I can go stand in a fucking corner by myself? I could do that shit at the house. The same way how when I go out and I try to socialize with people and they're like, "Oh no, we just want to hang out by ourselves." Bitch, you could have did that shit at home. So why would I go hang out? What's the point? To just sit there and drink alone and annoy the hell out of myself trying to talk to people? I go talk to, "Hey, what's your name?" "I just want to hang out with my friends by myself." What the fuck do you? We at a social environment. Maverick, don't be disingenuous. It would be good for content if you went to the club tonight or tomorrow. Yeah, we might have to say fuck that content. So, what's the point in going hang out? Now I will go hang out, maybe, if I get invited. Like yesterday, I was just sitting at the house yesterday, but one of my subscribers wanted to get me out of the house, and we did the interview, etc. That's fine. That's fine. Somebody invites me, that's fine. But consciously, would I just get out? Not to mention, here, when I'm hanging out here, it feels like I have to drink to have a good time. You know why? Because people don't have the same energy that I'm used to in these 21 other countries on 4 or 5 different continents that I've been to. So why? Let me start over. Why am Yes, if you're surprised by the Cash App pin, I mean, there's nothing new. Like the Cash App pin has been up for probably over a year now. It's nothing. I don't see how that's still funny. Uh, but what's the point? What am I gonna go out for? The shots last night had no effects on you. Great live. Thank you, Fearless Podcast. He's watching right now. Thank you for the yeah, they had an effect because this morning my stomach was not the greatest. But yeah, I wasn't lit like that though. Houston is gonna go wild this weekend. Thank you, Kenneth Williams, for the $2 super chat. So yeah. Anyway, hanging out. I forgot where I was at because I started reading the comments. But yeah, it's just social. The social. I don't know. It's no point. It's just no point. Are you growing a beard out? Yeah, until I cut my hair. We are almost 3 weeks without a haircut. This is the longest I've been without a haircut, I think, since I left the States. You always have a better time when you're drinking than smoking. Oh, so you're in my mind. No, my point is, when I'm hanging out here, let's say I go out alone. If I'm sober, I'm gonna realize the environment I'm in. 100%. If I'm drunk, 50% of my brain will be able to realize that this shit is not really that social. So here is like either I can feel awkward in the moment or I can feel halfway as awkward. Versus when I first got to Brazil, when I moved to Salvador, I did a short video where I was talking about it feels like I don't even need alcohol, and I like to drink alcohol. I like to, I don't need it, but I just enjoy it. But I said I don't even like want to right now. I don't need it. I'm having a good time without it. So it is what it is. I've gotten used to socializing, and I don't really see how somebody in their right mind can just snap out of that. But I have no plans for today. So in the meantime, we'll just be chilling. But I don't have any plans. Possibly I have plans later. One of my homeboys he flew into town to see me. Well, he's supposed to be flying in town because I told him I was back. And maybe I think we'll be hanging out. Maybe. So, but again, whenever I go hang out with my homeboys, I'm just hanging out with my homeboys. Like, I don't have no intent on nothing. The worst thing you can do in Dallas is go out with intent. Like one of my homeboys told me years ago, and like somebody left in the comments agreeing with it, you go out with no expectation for nothing at all to happen. Just go out. And you'll find yourself at a lot more peace if you consciously tell yourself, like, oh, ain't nobody gonna be trying to really socialize like that. You'll be fine. But if you go out with the intent of, like, let me get dressed, let me put on my cologne, you know, try to make yourself impressive, you're wasting your time. Mocha Fest. I won't be able to make it, unfortunately. Thank you for the $2 super chat. Yeah, I won't be able to make it. So but I tried one last thing, which is one thing that I talked about in my course, which works. Ooh, good God. Which works everywhere else in the world. What we're gonna see as a last minute option will this work, which I'm not expecting it to. And don't give me that energy bullshit. Oh, it's your energy. Listen, the energy ain't gonna change shit. Is it a Brazilian cigar or a punch? It is a. This is a Nicaraguan cigar. He said, "At it again." What now? Nothing. Ain't shit happening. When it comes to that topic, there's stuff to do in Dallas. There's stuff to do. I think I'll be getting out tomorrow. But again, no expectations. Don't have any expectations. See, now, if you in Brazil, Kenya, you can have some expectations. And if you guys did not already, make sure you guys, this cigar is really good. Make sure you guys go subscribe to the Fearless Podcast. That's the guy that interviewed me yesterday. And him and his wife have a YouTube channel. They have a lot of knowledge and a lot of experience and two perspectives that they can share for everybody. And they treated your boy very, very well yesterday, as you guys saw on video. So make sure somebody put the link down in the chat and subscribe to the Fearless Podcast. And we got a super chat from Coach Alley's Corner. Says, just showing love, fam. Appreciate what you're doing. You're an inspiration of brothers everywhere. Thank you for the $10 super chat. The next one, and thank you for showing the love as well. The next one is from Johnny Vegas. He says, proud of your journey, young brother. The only action your guys your age will get on a regular basis is 40 plus women. Trust me, I know. Don't sleep on them. So that's how I got into Cougars, was because of that fact. He said, when you turn 25, you're going to keep the same energy. I mean, you talking about like 2 weeks from now. You saying that like it's like years. But I got into Cougars because of that fact. When you're younger in this country, because I've been 23 in other countries and it was a completely different experience. But if you're 23, 24, 21, 22 here, and you try to deal with chicks in your age bracket, you might as well forget about this shit. But you will have absolutely no problem with somebody double your age. At least for the most part. I mean, they play games somewhat too here, but I mean, it's tolerable. It's tolerable. The ones from the chicks around my age bracket, that shit is, you can't deal with it. Like, I just don't see somebody in their right mind intentionally putting up with it. Like the dudes that, when I was like 21, the dudes that be successful with the chicks around my age, they would try to tell me like, oh, well, you got to do this, do that. I'm like, man, I am not doing all that shit, and then the box is stinky. Like, who do you got to put? That's my thing. You got to put in all that work for that shit. Yeah, trust me. In America, in your early 20s, yeah, that is it's not a it's not really a good idea. He said you just got to hang around the right people. Yeah, more dudes, right? Like I have no problem hanging around the dudes. Like that's no problem. That's easy to do. But people have told me that for years. Hang around the right people made no difference. Mm-mm-mm. I know what we might do is go pick up some more cigars. Yeah, we might go do that. That's all the way on the other side of town too. You are the company you keep. Where'd you get that from? The Bible? I don't like shit like that. And I'm gonna tell you why I don't like things like that. I'm a very literal person, right? So if you say that, I'm gonna mock you like this. So if I keep women around me all the time, does that make me a woman? If I hang around white boys, does that make me white? That's how I'm gonna mock you when you say that. Because I take stuff very literal. We want to see you having fun in the DR with Floyd on your birthday. Uh, if y'all pay for it, I'm gonna have to get a round trip because I gotta go back to Paraguay because I gotta handle my business there. I wouldn't mind going though. It's gonna be hot. They got good food, is cheap, and of course we know the women are beautiful too. I don't give a damn how Americanized they say they are. I can deal with it. Them women is fine as hell over there. Yeah, I'm in Dallas. You know what's funny is that it's people watching my shit. Like there's people watching my shit, uh, trying to see if I'm talking about them on YouTube, but I'm not. I find that crazy. You can't handle the DR. Yes, I can. Yes, I can. Yeah, I talk to Crystal all the time. Not like on the phone or nothing like that, but we message briefly at times. The closer I'm getting, so here's what I want y'all to notice. You popping this week, most talked about man right now. I was just about to say that. Thanks, Anonymous. The more and more I'm getting, the closer and closer I get to 100K, haters are just coming out of nowhere. All the fucking sudden, the guy that pressed me about me having my camera in Cartagena, all of a sudden he finds razor rays now that I'm getting closer to 100. All of a sudden. Then you had the other guy pop up on there who couldn't hear shit I was saying the entire. He wanted me to debate him, but when you talked to him, he couldn't hear nothing. Like I was almost wondering if he was some sort of like deep fake AI that was just like told to say something and it wasn't gonna when you call a call center and it has an automatic thing it's gonna say no matter what if you speak to it or not. That's what he was like. I was like, bro, can this dude hear me talking? Uh, then you got this other guy uh, that's just talking shit, and I don't even know what he's talking about. They trying to they're trying to latch on to that momentum I've got. They're trying to latch on to the momentum. He said these lives can go left. How can they go left? So, like, for example, you're the new Dusty on YouTube channels. You made it. You officially got haters making money off you. I don't know, man. You must be new here. Like, people been making video. The way I became a YouTuber was because people made videos about me. So I got on YouTube. I was on TikTok and people kept posting me so much. And I'm like, man, if I put these same talking points on YouTube, I could monetize it. And that's exactly what the hell happened. But yeah, a lot of people now, because, you know, we have some people that went from, don't nobody even watch Austin Holloman no more. Then next thing you know, we come to the States and my live streams are getting 70,000 views in one live stream. You know what I mean? Then they double back and now they're talking shit. It's like, well, they were talking shit the first time too, but it's like, what is the deal? One thing you guys will never see me do is make a video about anybody. It would have to be Kanye West would have to come after me to make a video. Like if Melanie King or uh, Kendra G did a video about me, I probably wouldn't even watch it. Somebody big would have to be offended by something I did, and then I would respond to them. Thank you, GT. That's another thing. You know, people are like, I'm gonna expose them. I'm gonna expose. I'm pretty shameless, right? Like, I don't know if people have noticed. I'm pretty shameless. Like, there's nothing that can be brought to the forefront about me that's gonna make me crack. Like, I don't care about nothing. You know. I care about what cares about me. Like people that if you don't care about me, I don't care about your ass either. That's why whenever people flip on me, I don't care, because then I've just flipped the way how I think about you. Okay, I thought you was cool, not no more. I don't. Yeah, I'm not worried about you no more either. It's nothing. It's nothing like. There's nothing to hide. Like I knew what I was signing up for when I started becoming an influencer. My face is on YouTube. Everybody knows anything that's happened or is happening about you can be brought to the forefront. So be it. That's what I signed up for. Zanatos Clutch says, I've been seeing the dosers who claim, why should a city be social, hospital friendly? To them, I'll just tell you, keep it pushing. Yeah, only Americans say shit like that, right? Why should a city be social? And I've had people, some of my haters, and I've seen it too, come at me. You're not entitled for anybody to socialize with you. Really? So why do you speak English? So you can communicate with other people. Right? We know languages so we can communicate with each other. Is it entitlement because I want to socialize with other people in that same language? You know? What is my ultimate goal? Well, my personal ultimate goal has kind of already been fulfilled, right? Which for my personal life was to leave the United States, right? But the purpose of my YouTube, uh, the purpose of my YouTube is to inspire other men. Like I was just in the gym earlier, right? And there was a guy. He was like, "Oh, you're Austin, right?" And he was like, he stopped and he told me that he travels to, and he was telling me like, we really appreciate what you're doing. You know, dudes like my friends and I that watch you, we look up to you. And I'm like, damn. Like I actually have to hear people say that to believe that. Like I can't just, I just don't wake up thinking like, oh, I'm Austin Holloman. Like these motherfuckers look up to me. Like I've never thought that. I only think that when somebody tells me that. Lil Ant sent $10. Thank you for the super chat. Yeah, let me ban this guy. He's just leaving stupid comments at this point. But yeah, you know, people say, why should a city be social? If you don't want a city to be social, close all the clubs, close all the rooftops, put a ban out for DJs. You don't need DJs anymore. You don't need DJs anymore. You don't need them because DJs set the mood for the social environment. Ban them. The city should not be social. You know what? Do this. Bring back social distancing. Do that. That's what it was. That's what I should tell them. If you don't, do you like social distancing? No. But you said a city shouldn't be social. So bring back 6 feet. You know, stay 6 feet from everybody. Do that. Bring back 2020. J Dog sent a $2 super chat. Thank you for the super chat. Yeah, because when people say, you know, if they don't like it, if they don't want things to be social, go back to, did you like 2020 better or did you like 2018 better? You know, which one did you like? Did you like, because 2020 showed us what it was like to actually have absolutely no social life when you step outside. People back then literally had a medical reason to not want to interact with you because they thought, oh, like, you know, he might actually get me sick. You know, don't do it. Stay away from me. I'm staying in the house for the rest of the week. Now, Dallas was kind of like that already before, but maybe that 1-2 year period of 2020, 2021, maybe that time period built some habits. And when it built those habits, a lot of people, maybe they just got used to it and it stayed a habit. But that's also not my problem. As I like to say, that's not my problem. You don't like to socialize? We don't have to. It's not my problem. I will go back where they do socialize, which I already am. Like I bought my check bags, my additional check bag just now. So that flight was bought before we got here. And honestly, I probably won't be back a minimum of another 2 years. Like 2026. 2026 You know, if my brother wasn't graduating high school, it'd probably be 2030 before I got back. I would literally be in a whole new fucking life, which I already am, but it would be official. Ain't no reason. If I thought about if at 45, 50 you'd be living abroad with a family. Yeah, but I don't want to wait until I'm 50 years old to have no kids or 45. I need to have my kids a lot sooner than that. America got Austin going with scruffy look. Yeah, yeah. But yeah, when I went to beauty supply earlier to buy some stuff to cut my hair with and all that, when I walked in, I told you it was a beautiful chick in there, but I didn't say nothing. She looked at me too, but I was like, because it don't mean shit. It doesn't mean shit. Speak for what? We tried that. WHHSTH American. Which South American, you made that very difficult to read. Which South American country had the best development? Uruguay. Uruguay has the best development. Man, I can see why dudes spend hundreds of dollars on a cigar lighter. I bought this cigar lighter in Peru. And when I first got it, it was a torch. Now it's getting to like it's still a torch, but it's nowhere near as strong as it was. And I know it ain't running out of gas that damn fast. He ain't telling you shit. I subscribe to get advice. There's plenty of advice on the channel. What if you fell in love in America? Would you close down your platform? Well, we gotta have a realistic scenario first for me to answer that. Call Floyd on live. He's hilarious. What is Floyd doing? Yeah, I did adjust my Babyliss clippers to make them sharper. But yeah, man, I looked at some pictures when my beard was shorter. Like, I know this is not the best look, but I'm just gonna wait because I don't want to cut it today and then cut it again in a couple days. I mean, I could do that, but mm-mm. Did you ever go to Cambodia? I was in Cambodia around 13 months ago. It was like last March. Yes, and like how Funk Bass though is, you guys know we got a tornado watch out here. How Funk Bass says, older OGs like myself who's in his 60s encourage young men to travel. You need to see things from a different perspective, and that's what this is all about. That's what this is all about. You know, these dudes usually that are in my comments making videos about me, they either have just the US perspective of how things go, or maybe they have the US perspective in one or two other countries. But the reason I wasn't the guy that's like, okay, let me go stay in Brazil 1 year, which is what I would have did. But after that whole situation made me switch the way how I move. Because I refused to stay in Thailand for a whole year. So I was like, I'm going to do Thailand, I'm going to do the next country. So I had the US perspective. Then I went to Brazil. I had that perspective. I visited Colombia for like 9 days, so I had somewhat of that perspective of Medellin. Then I went to Thailand, and I had that perspective. Then I went to Philippines, got that perspective. Then I went to Vietnam, and got that one. Then I went to Cambodia. Then I went to 7 countries in Africa. Then I went to 2 in Europe. Then I went to 6 more. What is it? 6? 6 more in Latin America. So 8 in Latin America. So now I've seen so many perspectives, I can come back to Dallas and talk shit. Because I'm not just talking. Some of these dudes just talk. And when you go down their resume, how can you really compete with me? Oh, you didn't stay in these places long enough. Listen, even if I didn't visit every country for 10 years, because apparently you need to stay in these places 10 years to be aware of what the hell's going on. We got Brazil. I was there for 4 months. We got Paraguay. I was there for some time, since December. We got Colombia. I was there. I was in Colombia as a whole. I was in Medellin for like a month by itself, and then I did 10 days in Cali and like 4 days in Cartagena. So I spent about 6 weeks there, I believe. Then I went to Peru for 3 weeks. That's just Latin America. I was in Argentina 3 weeks. Then we were in Thailand. We went to 4 major cities in Thailand. We were there for a month at one time, and I'd already been back and forth there. I went there a third time for 10 days. The first time I went for 10 days. Um, so we've been in Thailand a total of about almost, 2 months. That's enough. I mean, I don't need to be there that long. But I've been there. I was in the Philippines 3 weeks. We were in Tanzania 5 weeks. We were in Kenya 4 weeks. Ghana 3 weeks. Um, Eastern Europe, we were there for about a month. Which Asian and South American women were the easiest? We got to be careful with that word easy. We got to be careful with that word easy, because last time we it's funny because people said that. Well, let me answer your question. Easy. When I say easy, I'm not referring to sex. When I say easy, I'm talking about how easygoing somebody is. For example, what's the contrary? When I talk to women here in Dallas, it's not easy. Like, it's not easy to talk to them. It's not easy to communicate with them. It's not easy. But if you go to Brazil, if you go to Peru, if you go to Colombia, not all of Colombia, but if you go to Colombia, if you go to Chile, for sure, you go to Bolivia, not all Bolivians, you go to Uruguay, you go to Kenya, talking to them is easy. And I had to clarify it like that because some asshole will try to twist that and they'll say, he's talking about they're easy to sleep with. No. This channel is not about how easy can we get sex. This channel is how easy can we socialize. This is a social experiment. How easy can we socialize with people? Yeah, Uruguay is more developed than Paraguay by like light years. Uruguay is like Paraguay is behind time, and Uruguay is European standard. So easy to socialize with, meaning if I say hello, how are you? It's not an issue. It's not an issue. Most people, like 90% plus of the people you say that to, will just respond the way anybody else should, which is, oh, I'm doing good, and you, even if they're not interested in talking, they'll at least respond. A place like Dallas, it's not really the same thing. It can be, but it's not really the same thing. And I would love for somebody to show me otherwise, and don't bring people that nobody else wants to speak to for your examples. Now, what was the next point I was going to bring up that somebody was talking about? Let me read it. No, I don't have a place I'm renting in Paraguay right now because they want you to sign a year lease. If you go to Paraguay, they're going to get you to sign a year lease. And I know within a year I'll be back, but I don't want to be just throwing money away for a year. I don't want to do that till I have hella money coming in, where I have 2 places in the world that I'm paying rent at every month that are mine, that I will go back to. You know, they're not Airbnb, they're mine. But I want to make sure, like, whatever that rent is for that place, I want to make that daily. So that way it's nothing for me to blow that on a monthly basis because I'm making it at least 30 times a month. You know, I don't like to make, if I don't make that money that easy, I don't make it a bill. All my bills need to be obtainable in one day. Do you spend less or more than 2,000 a month in South American countries? I spend more than that because of my lifestyle. But if you go down there and you live a normal lifestyle, you can live off of 2,000, $2,500 a month. Some you can do 1,500, but you're not gonna like your lifestyle. It's possible you just not gonna like how you living. After Paraguay, we're going to Turkey. How does my brother feel about me leaving again? I mean, I haven't asked him. I know he'll just miss me, but I mean, they can always come see me. Your shit ain't good for my mental health coming here all the time. Yeah. You know what's funny is that this is what I was gonna bring up. A lot of people, I've been hearing a lot of people are making videos about me this week. I haven't watched none of them. Like, I have not watched any of these videos. I haven't watched any apology video. I haven't watched none of that. You know why? Because I'm focused on my 100K. I'm focused on my IRL streams. So I'm busy while they're making videos about me. I'm working on my goals, which is 100K. I'm working on my goals. While they're critiquing me. You know, you guys remember when me and my mom had gotten into it on the patio when I was on live. There's guys, that shit was like almost 2 weeks ago, right? Because that happened the first week I got here. And we're almost at the end. There's guys sending me these videos like, what is this? I'm like, why are people just now sending me this? Why are people sending this video? You still cutting hair in the States for a living? No, it's not worth it. If I had a barber shop, yes, because people could pull up to one spot and I could just pay for that. I mean, I could just burn that gas that one time. But when I got back, I was like, oh no, I'll just drive to people's houses. Man, I started calculating how much gas I would have to drive. I drove from DeSoto to Dallas, then drove from this side to that side, this side to that side. The amount of mental drainage I would have from driving, you know, the gas, the time. Not doing that shit. Have I let my barber's license lapse? This year I was supposed to renew it, but I can still renew it without having to take the test. I just had to pay like an extra $25 for the late fee. I think it is. I think that's what they told us in barber school. It's like an extra $25. But my goal is to not have a plan B, a fallback career. I don't want to have to depend on that. I could renew my license, but you know, for what? Like, I have no desire to ever be a barber again. People are like, open a barber shop, open a barber shop. I'm gonna let you know I don't want to do that. I already did that. I don't miss it. I don't miss being a barber. I don't. That's part of the reason why whenever I would hang out with Floyd, I didn't keep his haircut because I didn't want to own, I didn't want to, I just dread cutting hair. I'm good at it, but I'm just like, oh, no, And Anonymous says, Zoe travels off the world off his barbershop income that's run by others. Easier said than done. The only barbershop I know you can just, oh, I got $50,000, let me go open up a barbershop. It's like a sports clips, or if you buy out an existing barbershop, and I don't think it's going to cost $50,000 for that. It's going to cost way more than that if it's a successful barbershop, because you're buying another successful business, right? But you do not need a barber's license to own a barbershop at all. You don't need a barber's license. Anybody can own a barbershop. Anybody in this chat can just have the money for a barbershop and open a barbershop. Now, to work in a barbershop, you do need a license. You need your license to teach, and you need your license to cut. But you don't need your license to own a barbershop. At least not in Texas or anywhere else. I've never known somebody needing a license for that. How much did it cost to own one? Well, if we want to talk about startup costs, so my barbershop was smaller. It wasn't a barber, like I could fit about 4 barbers in my barbershop. Especially if I'd have broke down the wall. It was a wall making it 2 rooms, but I thank God I didn't break it down because it was a good privacy space I had in the back. But I could fit about 4 barbers in there. And to start that, I had to furnish I think I spent $6,000. I think I spent $6,000 furnishing, startup costs, having the fire inspection come through, registering with the state and the city and all that kind of stuff. I think I spent $6,000 doing that. To maintain that place, it cost me about $1,500 a month. My rent was like $950 or something like that. I think it was $950. And internet was like $120 because it was a business. They were charging more. Electricity, water. Yeah, so I was maxing out at probably $1,500, and that's before I was buying supplies. But the only supplies I was buying was disinfectant, new razor blades, gloves, shampoo, which you're not spending hundreds and hundreds of dollars on this. You probably maxing out at $100 a month on that kind of stuff. Does YouTube help a lot funding your traveling? This is my job. But I got rid of it. When I left to Thailand, I never went back. I was like, I told my mom, like, here's what we could do. You could sell all that stuff in that barbershop and you can keep the money, or I can break this. I'm gonna break the lease regardless, or I can break the lease and they can sell it, or they could use it as a credit towards the lease. I don't know, but I just know that I'm not coming back to the United States and I don't want that damn barbershop anymore. And I had, to this 2 years later, I have no regrets. I don't even think about that damn barbershop unless y'all ask me about it. I don't even look at pictures of those days no more. And I put in a lot of work to get that, but I don't care. It's not what I want to do. Because people are like, well, why don't you go back to the States and, why didn't you get somebody to run your barbershop for you while you were gone? Bullshit. I cannot. First of all, that entire time I was there, I was looking for someone. I was looking for someone to come work with me. And between people showing up and they don't want to do it because mine wasn't in, my barbershop worked off of social media. So people would find me online and come book. Because in order for you to be in a area where there's a lot of foot traffic, that shit ain't gonna cost no $1,000 in a month. I don't care what side of the Metroplex you on. You're not paying no $1,000 in a month to be where it's a lot of foot traffic. Where's a place with a lot of foot traffic? For example, you wanted a barbershop in Uptown. There was a place that was about 1,500 square feet. They wanted $5 grand a month for rent. $5 grand a month just for rent. So after everything is over, you probably spending 5,500 on rent. I mean, just to run it. Meaning that you have to base a barbershop off of what if it is down to just me? Because when you open a barbershop, their first barbershop, it will just be you. Most people don't open a barbershop and just ready. And we already got 15 people in here working. That's not how that shit works. So realistically, business only. If you open a barbershop where the rent is $5 grand a month, right? You want to be making that, you want that business to have $10,000 a month gross income. Go ahead and subtract 5,500 off that. Now, 5,500 is what you have left over. That's just that. But the thing is, what I'm saying is, you have to bring in that much for haircuts every month. You have to bring that much in, or 4,500. My bad, 4,500. You have to bring that in by yourself. So if you can't even make 10 grand, you can't be in that area where that foot traffic is at. You can't. It's impossible. Excluding, right? So let's say if I was making 10 grand a month cutting hair, which I was, and I was doing 5 grand a month on rent, which would be a foolish, stupid, dumbass move. 5 grand a month, 5,500 in total. Okay, that's off that 10. Now you got 4,500 left. Then I still got to take care of Austin. I can't live at the barbershop. That's illegal. So I have to pay my own rent. That's 1,100. Now we're down to 3,400. I got to pay my car note. That's another 500. So now we're down to 2 stacks, basically. Damn near. Well, whatever it is, 3 stacks. I don't give a damn. It's not a lot of money now. Then you still have to buy food for yourself, buy gas. I mean, other life expenses, you'll have maybe like $1,000 in spare. So you really don't even got no money to invest or save at the end of the month. And listen, if you charging, which I was charging way more than this, but if you're charging $35, $40 a haircut, you got to cut a lot of heads every month to hit that 10 grand mark. Why can't you live at the barbershop? Open a business and try to live in it. Barbershops have this, barbershops and cosmetologists have this, their version of the police called TDLR, Texas Department of Licensing and Regulation. They do random pop-ups at barbershops. They don't tell you when they come through. Especially if you open a new barbershop, they're more than likely going to come through. They just pop up, right? If they see a bed in your barbershop, they can actually close your shit down for that. You can't live in a barbershop. They teach you that in barber school. If you own a building, you don't have to get insurance. Okay. So even more startup money. So now I have to have, 150 grand to buy this building. It makes people's argument of, well, why didn't you just open up a barbershop? What I heard was, you want to become an expat. Why didn't you stay in Texas another 2 years to make $1,000 a fucking month in profit? Like, barbershops are not profitable like that either. Like, people think that somebody has a barbershop with 5 people in it and they're just making $6,000, $7,000 in profit a month. That's not how that shit works. That's not how that shit works. You don't make that much in profit owning like as a barber, you have a higher chance of making more in profit working in somebody else's barbershop paying booth rent than owning the barbershop, right? When you work in a barbershop, most of these black barbershops, for example, they allow barbers to set their own price. I'm saying this from experience when I worked in a barbershop. You can set your own price in a barbershop. So the first barbershop I worked at, they were charging $25 a haircut. By the time I left that barbershop, I think I was charging $40 a haircut. So that alone, in 1 week, I could make what the owner was profiting off of that barbershop. Right? So the last barbershop I worked at, the guy had 4 people. Was it 4 or 5 of us? Either way it goes, it was, let's say it was 5. I think it was 5 actually. 5 of us. I think we were paying 275, or was it 175 a week? I think it was 175 a week, or 250 a week. No, it wasn't that much. I can't remember exactly how much. That was so long ago. Let's just say it was $200 a week. That's $800 a month, right? Do that times 5. That's $4 grand. That's all the income. You know, he had shampoo and stuff like that for sale, but that stuff wasn't really selling like that. Obviously, the barbers are his main source of income for that barbershop. So $4 grand. I asked the guy, because I was just wondering, because I want to open up my own barbershop. I said, how much is it costing you to after rent, lights, and all that? I believe he told me it was like 1,700, right? 1,700. That's $2,300 in profit, right? Now, every month. So some people think barbers open up a barbershop and it's just, oh, hands off, I don't need to cut hair anymore. Motherfucker, you gonna live in Texas off of $2,300 a month? Not to mention, out of that $2,300 in profit, you can't, that's not your money. You gotta save some of that money, leave some of that money in a checking account. You know, what if something happens and it's a $500 incident? You gotta have that money set aside. So you can't touch all of that money. And that's, yeah, like you guys said, that's before taxes. We haven't even gotten, that's the profit before they tax that. So people are thinking, why didn't you just open a couple of barbershops? So if you're making $2,300 in profit a month, you know, let's say you want to save close to 50% of that, you want to save 1,000. You probably, the take home before taxes is $1,300, right? How long will it take you to put aside enough money to do this shit all over again and open up another barbershop? Then that $1,300, let's say you're able to replicate that directly again. Do that times 2. That's $2,600. That your take now that's your actual take home is $2,600. So you would still be cutting hair. You would have 2 barbershops and you would still be a barber. Like you would, your job, you can't actually call off until you got 3 or 4 barbershops. A barbershop doesn't take off in 6 months. You know, they taught us this in barber school. Most barbershops, if you open a barbershop, the first 6 months, it's very likely you will be the only person in that barbershop that first 6 months. So what you gonna do? Open up a new barbershop every year? Oh, you'll be out of business real fast. Because as soon as something bad happens, your finances are too tight. And that's why I did what I did, and I didn't open up a couple damn barbershops like people tell me. They say that like it's just easy. You know, what if you got a trucking business and you want to move about? I say, oh, why didn't you just buy two, 3 more trucks? Like you could just buy that shit. Like you could just buy it and it's just like that. It's on. That's not how that nothing, no business works like that. Why didn't you just buy 10 more houses to put on Airbnb? I can tell when somebody doesn't have experience in that. That's not how that shit, nothing. Every rich person tells you that it takes time to get rich. That shit just doesn't happen. So if I have YouTube, it was a foolproof idea. If I have YouTube that makes money remotely, I'm making enough money, obviously, to do what I was trying to do. Why the fuck would I try to do that barbershop shit? I would have never left. I would still, it's been 18 months. I would probably just now, if I was lucky, be on my second barbershop. And I just told you why you couldn't make, you're not living off of 2 barbershops. That's why. And that's why you guys shouldn't ask me about the barbershops anymore. I think Zoe has a bunch of barbershops in New York. He does. He told me. I think he said he had like 9. Here's my thing. Zoe is old enough to be my dad. You know, those barbershops were around most likely when I was a kid. So again, why is the route that I took not understandable? Trust me, I thought about it. I was like, should I keep my barbershop? I thank God I got rid of that barbershop. That would be $1,500. Well, not $1,500. Yeah, it'd be $1,500 a month I would just be spending. Because I wasn't going to come back to find a barber. I wasn't going to do that. Hell no, I wasn't going to do that. And you can't just throw any barber in there. You know, I had my haircuts were a certain type of way. My haircuts were a certain type of way. So I want the guy that's going to be in that barbershop working for me, I'm going to hold him to the same standard that I held myself to. You're right. I could make that a video about why I don't cut hair anymore. I'm going to do that. I'm going to chop that up so people can quit asking me that. Because I get people that ask me that all the time. Like, people that know me personally have asked me that crazy shit. Why didn't you open up a few barber shops like it's just some goddamn candy that you can just go buy at the store and it just start generating money? That's not how that works. Speak on how much YouTube pays. Everybody's pay is different. There's some people in the same industries that don't get paid the same per video. And views make a difference. That actually, views make the difference. Because you can have a video that's going to pay you $20 per 1,000 views, but if 2 people watch your video, I mean 2,000 people watch your video, you only make 40. Somebody like Grant Cardone gets 100,000 views and he getting paid $20 per 1,000 views, he can make a lot more money than you. And there are people that make that. There's some, $25 per 1,000 views. There's a lot of people. Not really in this travel sector. They don't pay that much. They don't pay that much. Like, the most I was getting paid was when I was in Europe. Like, it seemed like my CPMs were the highest there. I don't know about Texas because I haven't done any videos. I've just been doing streams. And no, I don't think Zoe is capping about living off of. If he owns 8 or 9 barbershops, like he says, that's yeah. I don't care if he was making $1,000 a month off of each one. If you own 8 of those, yeah, you can travel the world and live, yeah, off of 8,000. Yeah, you could do that. You could live exactly the same way how I'm living for $8,000 a month. How much do you charge to promote a product? Send me an email. Send me an email your product. Cheers, useful knowledge. He said, yeah, Ace is paid. Who made you say that? Thank you for the super chat from Jerry. I'm glad you found some value out of that little barbershop rant I just went on. Yeah, DJP, we do have some keyboard businessmen. Just like we were talking about cars the other day, and they were bragging about, I got to pay for a car. It's not a flex. A flex would be, I got a lease. Because I can jump in a new car every year. Or every 2 years, or however long your lease is. Versus you stuck, like for example, this car I'm in right now, I'm stuck with this. I can't sell it for the same price. That's not, owning a car ain't a flex. I don't give a damn if you buy a G-Wagon. It's still a loss. Looks cool, but it's still financially as a loss. Yeah, Zoe was part of a rap group. There are plenty of barbers in LA that make 100K. Yeah, there's barbers in Dallas. There was a barber that was my mentor for a short period of time. Because after he became my mentor, I told him, I was like, yeah, I don't need you anymore. I'm about to move out of the country. But I didn't tell him that. But I think once he saw I went to Brazil, I think he realized I wasn't coming back. He was charging people $500 a haircut in Dallas. Of course, he had a. Here's the thing about being a barber, right? So if you stick around and you put in the work, you sharpen your skill, you get around the right amount of you get the right clientele, and you create the right service, and you market yourself to an upper echelon clientele, you can charge $500 a haircut. Because one thing you got to realize, there are people paying for that. Trust me. One thing you got to realize is rich people pay for security and privacy, right? The nomad capitalist, he doesn't have a jet, right? He said he didn't have a jet, so he still flies commercially, not private, commercially. But you don't see him flying on somebody like Spirit, because that's not privacy, But he'll fly on American Airlines or the UAE where he can get business class. There's no business class in Spirit. Rich people pay more to separate themselves from everybody else. The same reason why Equinox is $200 plus a month, because there's a certain level of people that are in there. Rich people want to network with other rich people. They don't want to be around the guy making $500,000 a month. Doesn't want to be around the guy that's making $50,000 a year. That's just how the world works. That's why rich people live in the same neighborhoods. What Brandon Hayes, he sent $20 on Super Chat. What bugs me is this: if you were any other race, you would be celebrated because you are young, and black people got issues with you. Brothers be hating on you and nitpicking you for not being perfect, but you handle it well. I'm proud of you. Thank you very much for the $20 Super Chat. It is what it is, man. It is what it is. They can keep talking. Just notice that I ain't talking about them. Right now, we talking about barbershops. And now you're talking about system and systematic racism. This ain't got shit to do with racism. Rich black people don't like to be around poor black people. Majority of the time. Of course, you may have some people that like to hang around the poor black people, but even rich black people separate themselves. Yeah, cuts are a lot higher. When I was a kid, we were paying $10 a haircut, $8 a haircut. When I became an adult, I was charging people $80 a haircut. The shit has changed completely. Like back when I was a kid, $50 was you was going to a luxury barber for $50 a haircut. Like that was a flex. Now you get $50 a haircut. That's like a mid grade. Like a cheap barber is $25 now. That's going to the cheap barber for $25. The average barber, or let's say the mid level barber, is gonna be 40, $50. Do I plan on building a home? Maybe one day in the far future. That's not on my. I'm not thinking about that right now. Honestly, the way how I'm jumping around the world, I'm jumping around into the world too much to think past 2 years, 3 years from now. Well, let's say 5 years, because things can change just by me going to the next country. It's just like when I went to Africa. I think I'd only planned to be in Africa like 2 months. Got to Kenya, stayed there 4 months. I can't plan. Things change. I can plan, but I can't plan. I'm not gonna tell you where I'm gonna be at. I'm gonna have my life planned down to. Now, if I was a barber still, oh, I'd tell you what happened till the day I die. I could tell you, because that's a predictable business versus jumping around the world doing content. That's not the predictable business. I didn't predict that I was gonna come to the United States and do the numbers I did. When I was in the last country, people were just saying, "Oh, his channel's falling off. It's falling off." It was going up when I was in Peru, but when I got to the States, it picked up the same fucking momentum it had before. No, Turkey is set in stone for the next country. That's for sure. I gotta go there. I gotta get that one out of the way. Got to. I've been wanting to go there for too long. And it's time to switch it up a little bit. Just do some European content anyway. We've already done enough. We've done 6 countries in South America, 7 in South America this go around. We did Argentina, Uruguay, Paraguay, Colombia, Peru, Chile, uh, Bolivia. 7 countries. So now it's time to it's time to switch it up and do 4 or 5 countries in Europe, the Middle East. We still haven't covered the Middle East. We still haven't covered South Asia, like India, Bang, Bangladesh, Nepal. We haven't done Australia, New Zealand, Tasmania. We haven't done none of that stuff. Honestly, South America is the one continent I've been to. The one continent I've been to where we've almost covered the entire continent. Like there's only 4 countries we didn't go to in South America. In Africa, we probably covered like 20% of the continent. We went to 7 out of 54. We didn't even get halfway there. You're right, Dr. Durden. There's more people with business degrees and profitable businesses. Yes. That's why the businessman or the business owner hires somebody with a business degree. The business owner has experience, but the guy with the degree has he has the education on certain things. Just like I would hire an accountant. I'm not educated to be. I know about bookkeeping and stuff like that, but I'm not educated specifically on that. Thank you, Marty W. He says, also, you've done more for this space than most of these brothers who only show the big four. People should appreciate you more. Fortunately, there are people that appreciate me. It's just that the haters have a louder voice because negativity spreads faster. Like, it is what it is, though. But I tell you how I know I have more support than haters. Because all those people that make bad videos and critique me, they don't have the support that I have. Like, the support that I get from you guys has to be in the top 3 in this space. Outside of only just super chats. Outside of that. Because super chats is what y'all see, you know. But people donate when I'm off live streams. People do a lot. Now, maybe if we include the red pill space, obviously my donations don't outweigh theirs. I'm talking about the passport bros and, that space. But I do more than the big four. There's a reason everybody goes to the big four, but the big four is not for everybody. Out of the four, one is for me. Brazil. I haven't been in the DR yet, so I can't tell you, but Brazil is one of those. But had somebody like me not show similar content with the same message in places like Chile, people wouldn't even consider it. If you go look up Chilean content, there's not many content creators that do content of my style that have covered that place. You're going to see more people just like Nomad Capitalist, which his content is useful, but I'm just talking about in this space. Give the Melanie Monica show a chance. She won't disrespect or cut you. I feel that. Which Asian country has the least approachable ones? That's funny how you type that. The least approachable is not Thailand. It's not Cambodia either. They're very, very approachable. They're very approachable in Cambodia. They're very choosy and approachable in Cambodia from what I saw. Very. People say the Philippines is very. When I was down there, I wasn't getting chose. I've been chose in many places around the world where you walk in a room and chicks are, ooh, look over there. Look over there. They're smiling, laughing. Places like that. Brazil, Uruguay. I wouldn't say Colombia because they're a little, that it wasn't like that too much there. It happened, but not. I wouldn't say it was a choosy place. Kenya, Tanzania to a certain degree. They were more subtle with it though. They try to hide it there, but if you pay attention, they are. But when I went to the Philippines, no, I don't feel like I was getting chose like that. From that's my experience though. If you were getting chose, you were getting chose. But I'm just telling you, I can only tell you what I told you, what I experienced. I mean, do you think tattoos affect your dating life in a positive way? In a positive way. I started, the more tattoos I got, the more action I was getting at. It doesn't mean I'm finna just ink up my whole body and my neck and my face for that. Because if I wanted to do that, I could have been tatted up my whole body. I could have been did that. But the more, especially if you go, because Brazil, a lot of people have tattoos. If you go to Brazil with tattoos, women will choose you solely off of, not solely off that, but that will be an attraction. They will be attracted to your tattoos. The same way how we look at ass and we get attracted to that, tattoos does that for women in Brazil. Like the chick I told you that was Austrian and Brazilian, she told me that the first thing she noticed was my hand tattoo. That's what she noticed first. So even in you guys know for a fact in the States, In the States, tattoos will help a lot. I've had women I've met in Kenya that said the first thing they noticed was my tattoos. Women like tattoos. It's that edgy look it gives. Like if women say you look tough and you don't have any tattoos, you are a tough looking motherfucker. Like you gotta really look like that to give that off. Maybe not tough is not the right word. The edgy. It's like it's the bad boy thing, right? It's the bad boy look is what they call it. Some women don't like tattoos, but no, he said gotta be Jack. That's all. No, I didn't see some buff. I didn't see some dudes that's buff as fuck. That it didn't really like. If you were to try, if you got into an altercation with them, you wouldn't even think about his size because he doesn't look. Like you can look at him and tell like hey, he's not. This dude is not like he's not one of those. Some dudes think just because you get muscle like that, that's gonna be a deterrent. For some people, it will, but it's a number of things that come into looking that to getting that look. Some dudes just look like they just work out. It doesn't make them look like they're tough or nothing. Yeah, some buff dudes be the biggest. Like I'm telling you, I've met plenty of dudes that's buff as hell. They be super buff and soft as a fucking feather. Like I've seen it too many times. And then you got some people that's slim and skinny that's tougher than the buff guy. But that's not always. Yeah, somebody said most buff dudes can't fight. Yeah, some dude again, some buff dudes know that they can't fight, so they grow that size to become a deterrent. Because most men probably aren't gonna test him just because. Now I will say this: if he is Arnold Schwarzenegger buff, listen, if he can't fight, he's already at a disadvantage. But if he catch your ass with one punch, it's over for your ass. Cause he's got the strength. So if he hits your ass one good time, it's gonna feel like he tough. Like if Arnold Schwarzenegger punched your ass in his when he was in his prime way back in the day, if he catches your ass with one hit, it's over. Like these dudes can be as scary as hell, but if they catch you one time with a hit, it's a wrap. He got you probably gonna be out. Versus a skinny guy that's not as strong, he really gotta know his skills. Like he really gotta be able to fight. He really gotta be able to fight because his punches are weaker. He gotta actually know where to punch you at. He gotta be fast. So each one has but the worst one is a guy that is, he's got a good muscle mass and strength and he knows how to fight. Yeah, it's probably if he yeah, you probably gonna get your ass whooped. But you're right, Marty. The size doesn't really determine how strong you are. It's just usually the dudes that have the bigger muscles obviously are stronger because the bigger your muscles are. If you do, because if you there's certain ways of working out, like low reps and heavy weight, that are gonna make you more buff. Versus if you do 15, 20 reps a set, you're gonna have more of a sculpted, lean body. But I could be just as strong. Like I haven't gotten any weaker. Like I've leaned down, but I'm lifting the same weight, if not heavier weight than 2 years ago when I was bigger. So you can still be slimmer and strong. But that comes, man, it's just all about how you train, man. But yeah, just know if the big dude can't fight, he probably gonna try to grab you, and he probably can throw your ass in a way where you not gonna be able to get back up. Especially if he throw you into a house that's a brick wall or some shit. He said you got that crackhead strength. I guess it's a good way of describing it. Being more cut does make you look more intimidating and swole, right? Because it depends though, because there's certain dudes that are swole and cut. Like, I mean, I know that sounds kind of odd. Well, let me say this: they're lean, but they're huge at the same time. Who is somebody that's lean and huge? I guess you could say The Rock. You know, The Rock is somebody he's like I think he's like 270 pounds of muscle. Like he's not. That's not a lot of fat. You know that guy. He could be intimidating because he's big and he's cut. It's not like he's big and fat. Because when you look at somebody that's big and fat, you looking like, okay, like this dude, after 30, 45 seconds, he'll be out of breath and I can knock him out. But if somebody is like fit and fearless, that's not so big, but they're really cut, they look like they look like they're gonna be able to keep up with you for a long time. You know, like if it looks like if you try to fight somebody like that, like yeah, like okay, you're gonna have to know because he's not gonna get tired fast. But my goals right now is just to keep I want to get a little more lean than I am now. Like I want my shit to be super defined. But not to the point where I'm having mood swings. You know, you can lose so much body fat. You can lose so much body fat to the point where it starts to throw your hormones off. I've had that. I've been that lean before where I started having mood swings and it was like that shit wasn't healthy. Drop down to 154. Right now I'm about 168, so we can round it off to 170. I don't want to get no smaller than 160. Yeah, lean is the way. I'll tell you, whenever I was bigger like that, my energy was a lot lower. Like when I first got to Brazil, I didn't have that much energy, and the energy I would have wouldn't be so positive. Like now, my energy is I have more positive energy than when I was bigger. It's just not healthy to be that big. And I wasn't like the biggest dude, but I'm just saying extra excess weight that you don't need is not too big. I mean, it's not too good. 168 is high school weight. I mean, if you in high school, I mean, what is high school weight? You know, we all different people. Like, when I was in high school, I weighed like 150. I weighed like 150. Yeah, if you're 6 foot and you're 170, you're cut. Because You could be 6 foot and 250 pounds, and it would look like just like you go to the like you're just it wouldn't look huge because of your height. Well, let's say 6'3". What is this dude Benjamin Button talking about? He said confrontation is not the way. Bedroom physique is all you need. That's what's important. And I will say, the leaner I got, the stronger you get your core, the more lean you are, you can do them strokes better. Let's just say that. Stamina be better and all that shit. When you have all that extra weight, you be running out of breath fast and shit. Like, where I was in Peru, and I had just did the ab wheel that day. And I was on point. That ab wheel was, I was like, damn. I could damn near move like a snake. I had total control. He said kegels. A lot of dudes don't know about doing it. I used to do that shit when I was younger to keep how long you last. But I can't keep up with that. I don't be focused. I don't make time for it in my head to do it. It's not TMI. Yeah, I'm bored though, man. I think I'm gonna go buy some more cigars today, and that might be it. No real plans. We might do Friday night reactions. Seems like I've been getting a lot more hate since I got back to the States. So, I mean, I've always had haters, but when I got back to the States, man, the shit is crazy. It feel like 2022 again. He said more cigars. I'm bored. He said go hit the outdoor patio, but I mean, the only difference between smoking in my car and smoking in the outdoor patios, I'm gonna be sitting outside. Like that ain't gonna bring nothing. Like y'all seen that. People watch at the outdoor patio. Yeah, right. I'm not debating nobody with less subscribers than me. I mean, if I do a call in and they just so happen to call in, okay. But scheduling a debate? No. I'm not scheduling a debate. Like, I have to, if I'm gonna schedule some shit, I'm going in it with a benefit. Like, okay, if I go debate Ben Shapiro, it's gonna be a benefit from that. He got enough subscribers where I can pull some from his crowd that agree with me. But I mean, just dry debating with somebody, I mean, that shit is dry. If they got listeners, like, you worried about you supposed to be worried. You only supposed to take criticism. You only supposed to consider criticism from people that are doing better than you. Like you don't hear well-established rappers going after dudes that when they say their name in the song, don't nobody know who they talking about. Like if I was a rapper, this YouTube is just like rapping. Like if you get into a beef with somebody that's bigger than you, you gonna win. You gonna win either way it goes. If your local rapper gets called out by the baby or somebody, people gonna find out who he is. But other than that, yeah, I know the U.S. the foreign live streams were better because I mean these are good too. Obviously they're doing some numbers, but the foreign live streams were better. Honestly, the people that are hating on me are either number one just clout chasing. That's the majority of them. They just clout chasing. Number two, I'm living the lifestyle that they want to live. Number three, I have people that support, like all y'all in the chat, that support me doing this. Like there's people with channels 2-3 times bigger than mine, and I have more support than them. And that's a lot of people. A lot of people. And what did I tell y'all? What's her name? Kendra. She crossed my name out, right? She has like 230 or some subscribers, 235, whatever it is, right? But O'Shea just reposted the same video, and you know he tagged me, and you know who he said who I was. You know he provided B-roll footage and spoke positively. So in the future, crossing my name out does not work. Like I'm at a point where that's not gonna work. Like if I brought Melanie King on and I'm like, oh, I'm just gonna cross her name out. What's the point doing that? Like motherfuckers know who she is. Somebody's gonna, when people start reposting the video, somebody's gonna give her the credit. So, but I knew that was gonna happen. I'm like, oh, she crossed my name out. Okay, let's see how long that lasts. Do you have a crush on Pearl? No. What made you think I do? I don't even talk about Pearl. I just met Pearl in person and she was cool. I know some people don't like her because of the whole, whatever that white guy's name was she brought on, but I mean, I don't think y'all understand. I don't be watching this shit. I mean, when do I have time to watch YouTube? I'm always on live. Even before I was doing the live streams, if I was watching YouTube, I was watching history videos or Nomad Cat. Like I was watching stuff that wasn't even in this space. Occasionally I would, but like I don't do it. Like I don't do it. Okay. Oh, it's so sad. We're just sitting here on a Friday. I mean, it's raining anyway. You know, we got tornado hazards today, but just sitting here. It's almost 5 o'clock though. Yeah, I'm too busy with my life, yeah. Now, if I was staying in Paraguay for a long period of time, then maybe I would watch more content creators because I have more free time. But I'm so ambitious enough I'm trying to build my own shit. I don't have time to watch everybody. It's too many people to watch. What's the main benefit of live streaming? People actually know me because they're interacting with me live. People they feel more engaged. They feel like they're a part of something. I don't have to edit these streams. I do. I have them cut out, but I don't have to do all the editing, and it doesn't take as long. I can clip out 10, 15 minutes of this live stream and not really have to edit. I just got to listen to, okay, I started on that topic here. Okay, cut there. And when did I finish? Cut there. Done. Versus doing a vlog, like, I got to actually watch that vlog. I have to watch that entire thing in order to edit it. And people drop donations on these streams. People drop donations. But I did just get a message from one of my homeboys. I think he want to kick it tonight. If he want to kick it, I'll go. If he want to kick it, I'll go out. If you are comfortable with me asking, how much do you spend monthly in South American country with your favorite baddie? You mean like if she's living with me, or like you gotta give me a little more detail? Like, is she living with me, or are we just dating and she goes home every time she sees me, or what do you mean? Or give me the scenario. Dating and living. If she's living with me, well, if I ever move a chick in, I'm gonna have it where we eat homemade meals at least 3 to 4 times a week. Cause I refuse to have somebody live with me and they're just like, they're not cooking. Like, I just pay all the bills and then we just go out to eat. Cause then I'm gonna be like, well, what the hell is she doing here? Like, she can just, besides consistent sex, and company, what else? Cause she could live at her mom's house and just come over daily. But if she is living there, yeah, just if I'm paying all the bills, which I would, she has to invest. And it doesn't have to be financially, but she has to provide some sort of value to come live with me. So if it costs me $2,000, like essential minimum for me to live by myself, then she would add probably another $500 or $600 on top of that in South America to take care of her, to take care for the extra food that I gotta buy, the extra water that's being used, the extra electricity that's being used, miscellaneous stuff. Maybe about $500 or $600 more. Have I had any haters in person? No. The closest I had to a hater in person was when I was in Ghana, and a guy approached me outside the grocery store, and he critiqued me immediately. He was like, so like, what is your purpose on YouTube? I think he said, what is your purpose on YouTube? Like, and I was like, oh, I just travel to different countries and I give a review on what I thought about it. So do you actually encourage people? Like, are you actually, you could tell by his voice he didn't like me. He was like, so are you actually encouraging people to come to these places? I said, if I like it, yeah. Like, if I like it. If I don't like it, I just tell you I don't like it. And he's like, oh, because that's what I do. That's how you encourage people to come to Ghana. I was like, oh, yeah, yeah. So are you sure you encourage people to come to these places? Like, yeah. What places have you encouraged people to go to? I said Brazil, Kenya, Tanzania, like places that I really like. I was like, what are we getting at? Like, I guess he thought I may have been stepping on his bottom line by telling people not to come to Ghana, which I wasn't telling people not to come. I never tell people not to go unless if it's Medellin and Cartagena. You know, those are the only places I've actually just said, don't go here. I might say, don't go here if you're looking for this. If you're looking for hookups, don't go to Senegal. Don't go to Zambia. I'll say that. But hey, that's just deterring people that wasn't gonna enjoy that anyway because they know they wasn't gonna find what they was looking for. You know. So, but I've had some haters in Thailand, right? And they see me in person and they all, hey, what's going on? I could tell their energy was a little off, but they, hey, what's going on? I'm like, I'm trying to tell them, like, yeah, you need to check out Brazil, man. It's the best place on earth. I'm actually, hey, you need to check it out. Oh, you said I need to, it's the best place? Yeah, really? Yeah, you need to check it out. I'm trying to help him. Like, hey, try this out. It might be a great experience for you. He proceeds to talk shit about me in a WhatsApp group. And he didn't know I was in the group. And I'm like, he was critiquing me. And I critiqued his critique back. But there's a lot of dudes that, man, I've met so many dudes doing this YouTube shit. Like, I see them in person. They don't talk shit about me. Then they go to a WhatsApp group and they're like dragging me through the mud. And I'm like, yo, like, why didn't you just say that when you saw me? Like, I wasn't going to be, I'm not upset. You can critique me. I'm not upset. I don't give a damn. But why did you not tell me that when I saw you? Like, who have I critiqued? I think I've done somebody like that. I didn't like what if I don't like, and it's not even a hostile thing. If I don't like what you're saying, I'll just tell you that. I'm not going to wait and go talk shit later on. Like, I'll just tell you. Like, I disagree with what you say. I think you're wrong. Just because we disagree doesn't mean we have to fight. I think a lot of people don't understand that. Like, we're not in high school. In high school and middle school, if you disagree about something, people are instigating, ooh, y'all gonna fight. Bro, I'm an adult. I realize we have different opinions. Like, I do content. If you disagree, we don't have to do an interview, but we could do an interview. And I'm going to win because it's a different perspective. People are going to share it. People are going to clip it. People are going to watch it. They're going to comment on it, support it, hate it. Attention is the currency with YouTube. So I don't mind going on platforms with opposing people. Like I said yesterday, or whenever that was, does Candace Owens not debate with people? You know, she debates with people. You know, no, you should be able to say the same things that you say online to people's face. Like, that's why you guys don't ever hear me really talk shit about people, because I would rather just tell you that. I'm not going to be all, oh yeah, fuck so-and-so. And then I bump into so-and-so somewhere and, hey, what's going on? No, like, I'm going to tell you, you know, like, I don't know why people do that. But yeah, he said, I'm surprised how many YouTubers don't know how to YouTube. Like, yeah, people that have YouTube down are like Candace Owens and Ben Shapiro, Valuetainment. Like, they will talk to people that they don't agree with, and they will debate them. When you debate them, more people watch the fucking video. Then you get more exposure. Then you get more money because people watch more of your videos. Like, it's not hard. Echo chambers don't make money. Like, they don't. Like, for example, what if everybody agreed with Donald Trump when he was running for president? He probably wouldn't have gain the popularity, but he gained popularity because you got people that hate Donald Trump. I can't stand this white motherfucker. Look at what he just said. He gains popularity by doing. You're sharing, and then more people say, you know what, he doesn't like him, but I actually, because that's what happens to my channel. You know, people don't like my stuff. Somebody that's never heard of me finds me on their stuff, and they say, oh, you know, I actually like what Austin talked about. Let me go subscribe. People type that like, hey, I found you off a hater's channel. Keep doing your thing. That's how you don't build your shit by having an echo chamber. Like, your stuff has to be interesting. This channel wouldn't be interesting, right? If I went to every country and everything worked, because some dudes want everything to work exactly the same way in every country. If everything worked the same way how it was in Brazil in every country I went to, you would stop watching at some point, because you would just come to a conclusion that, okay, like everything is the same. Like, why do I need to watch Austin Holloman? Like, if he goes to fucking Iraq, he's gonna have the same experience he had in Brazil. You would just come to that conclusion subconsciously, right? But because I can love Brazil and then go to the Philippines and be like, I don't like it. People want to, that now they're tuning in to see if I'm gonna change, or they come in just to talk shit, and then they share my shit. You know, that's how you do it, and that's why some of these YouTubers will never make it, because they don't understand it. Like, they can't handle. Well, it's not that they can't handle criticism. It's just they want to create an echo chamber. We're not. Oh, has that cringy convo from last night been addressed? No, I'm not talking about that. You're the only dude in the space that shows his dating L's overseas, and haters will react to it. Yeah. I promote real content. Like, I'm showing you guys, like, that's why I always tell people, like, this is not a fairy tale channel. Like, oh, everything is so great in Dallas. Let's show what I appreciate in Dallas. No, if I'm having a bad time in Dallas, I'm gonna fucking say it. I'm not gonna pretend like I like this motherfucker. I don't even know how to do that. Yeah, other content creators post prostitutes. Yeah. They post, and that's why I said it's not good to do that. Like, if you're gonna promote a country, tell me everything. Like, cause I need to know what to look out for. So if you're only telling me like the positives, when I get there, I'm gonna be disappointed. I'm like, well, damn, nobody. I wish somebody would have told me that in Tanzania, you absolutely need cash. Even though you can pay with card at a lot of places, you still need cash. You know, there's some places I've been to where you just need cash. Like Zambia, you didn't need cash. You didn't need it. I think I only used cash once or twice in that entire 10 days I was there. There's some places I've been to where I use cash every day. You know? Yeah, and even, yeah, when you're controversial, people do research on you. Like somebody just said, they do research. They want to, if somebody is getting annoyed with seeing your content, they want to, okay, let me see what happened. Like, just when people, when they, I had a guy, he was like, he didn't like Kevin Samuels. He knew everything about Kevin Samuels. He's helping Kevin Samuels. Because now the algorithm's working Kevin Samuels' favor. Like, oh, more people are searching for this name. Let's promote this more. All these haters making videos about me. More people talking about Austin Holloman. push him further because a lot of people are interested in that account. So you got to use that shit to your advantage, man. You really do. I don't know if you guys seen this. This is hilarious. This is the result of a single mother raising a child.
Father is by your father, mother? No, just my mother. Oh, where's your father? I don't know. I don't want to meet him. Why not? Well, because my mother says I don't want to, and I there's no reason to. Because your mother said? Why you believe your mother? Your mother is jealous of your father. She won't let you see him. I don't think that's what it is. My mother is also against toxic masculinity, and she is also against patriarchy. And my father was a very toxic male. How do you know that? Because I see videos and photos of from when I was a baby, and one of the videos is him with a bunch of other men in the backyard, all drunk, drinking beers. What's wrong with that? Well, they're just acting like idiots. I can just tell through the video his personality is just not somebody I want to meet. Are you just like your mother?
He said yes. Now, his mother ought to be embarrassed. Because that's what his mother did basically was tell her son everything that she wanted him to believe. I know with her own two eyes, she looks at him and like, okay, like, what real woman is gonna want a man? Like, I don't even see a fake woman wanting a man like that. Like, he sounded like a 4-year-old. He looked like he was in his damn 30s. He said, well, my mom says I don't want to meet him. Excuse me? You can't think for yourself? Your mom said? What the fuck? Are you kidding me? Your mom? Somebody left a comment. They said, is your mother controlling? He said, no, she says she's not. That shit was hilarious. Oh, that sounds like something he would say. Hey, my brother from Houston, and I'm Mexican. You speak 100% truth with these American women. Met a Venezuelan woman recently that's been in the States 2 years, and there's a difference between her and the American women. Thank you for, damn. Thank you for the $20 super chat. Yes. Even at some point, they're different than when they're in their home country. But yeah, pretty much here, it's over with. It's over with. He says she sounds like she's feeding him pudding at night. He said, my mother is also against the patriarchy and toxic masculinity. Boy, that shit sounded bad. Like, he sounded crazy saying that. He's that type of guy that if you're in Chipotle and you ask your wife, you order your food for your wife, and he's like, she's a woman, she can do it herself. That's toxic masculinity. You're trying to control her. But what's sad is dudes like that actually have a voice. Like, dudes like that actually have influence. Like, dudes like that are part of the reason why this culture here is fucked up. Because before, 40 years ago, if you was talking like that, eventually you was gonna stop because dudes was gonna clown your ass. But he said, you're just insecure, Austin. Yeah, that's what they'll say. Austin wants a nice woman because he's too insecure to deal with a strong woman. I'm the motherfucker that's supposed to be strong, not her. She's against toxic masculinity. Boy, I was laughing my ass off for like 15 minutes watching it. I was like, this dude just doesn't get how crazy he sounds. He's one of those people you see me just slap him. Wake up. Wake out of it. But that dude sounds like he was raised by his mother and 10 aunts all in the same house. But my question again is, what woman is going to sit there and talk to him and find him attractive? Like, what woman is going to actually sit there and be like, I like James. He's against the patriarchy, and he doesn't like toxic masculinity and uh, whatever other crazy shit that guy might say. Like, what? Who is? He wouldn't even be the friend zone. They would put him in the guy that doesn't like women zone. Like they would automatically throw him in that box. Every product commercial has a soft boy like that. Yeah, it's fucked up. I even heard they're doing that in video games now. That's when you know it's bad. When they done did it to the video games. Yeah, even the most liberal flag waving girl wouldn't like. Again, those type of dudes don't have any respect. You know, wanting to sleep with a woman is misogynistic. Yeah. He said, I don't know. My mom said don't want to meet him. Your mom said you don't want. So she told you what you're thinking. How does she know what you want? Let's watch it again.
Father. I don't know. I don't want to meet him. Why not? Well, because my mother says I don't want to, and there's no reason to. Because your mother said it? Why you believe your mother? Your mother is jealous of your father. She won't let you see him. I don't think that's what it is. My mother is also against toxic masculinity, and she's also against patriarchy. And my father was a very toxic male. How you know that?
My mother is also against toxic masculinity. She's also against the patriarchy. And you're also very disrespectful for having this show. How dare you? That's basically what he was gonna say next. Like he was so sassy with she's also. Boy, that shit look bad. Also. They said he sits down when he pissed. Yeah. I mean, that was nothing but feminine energy. Uh, uh he was just like aggressive as a like femininely a feminine aggressive male. Yeah, that's what sassy looks like. Even the tone of his voice, like he just I don't know, man. It just sounded like a chick. It just sounded like a chick. He's got to have a mental disorder, something. And because yeah, you can be programmed to be a little soft, like your mom taught you the wrong things about women, but that shit we just saw was an extreme. Like that, it just sounded like he just read a book and he just, I believe 100% of it. Yeah, he's one of those guys. Having a car means you don't care about the earth. I also don't drive because it's bad for the environment. I walk everywhere I go. And when I pee in a bag and I take it to my nearest disposal center. That's what he was saying. That's what he was going to say next. I don't really support dogs pooping on the sidewalk. It's this new age thing that people think that the environment take care of itself, and really it doesn't. It's actually bad for the greenhouse gases. He said I recycle my dog poop for compost. Yeah. It's bad for the greenhouse gases. He's that one kid in the classroom where they're talking about how babies are made. You see, a male injects his sperm into a woman's vagina. That's toxic masculinity. My mom said you can go to a sperm bank. There's more ways you can have a baby without a male being present. I'm going to donate my life savings so they can make babies without men's sperm at all, actually. He says seeing a man eat red meat is a red flag. Yeah. You should actually eat vegetables, and you should actually only eat the ones that are made in a lab because it's better for the environment. Driving gasoline cars is a form of racism. He's one of those people that start those crazy ass things. Like when they said being obese is racist. Oh no, they said it was part of white supremacy being obese. And I'm like, I didn't even want to read into the article. I was like, there's no way in hell those two correlate. Like there's obese white people all around the world. It's giving one of those dudes, yeah. He says dilly of a pickle. That's actually now a German company can grow children in pods. That's the end of the world. Oh, you guys, we're bored. We're bored, but I think I'm gonna take a shower. Try to see if we can make some plans really quick, and if we can, I'll get back on live. I appreciate you guys. He said I'm in tears. I appreciate you guys coming through. I'll see you guys later, if not later, which would probably be later. I'll see you guys tomorrow.